In a world where communication shapes the power relations and public discourses of the global order, we have developed 10 guiding principles for ethical communication on international cooperation and humanitarian aid. These principles serve as a roadmap for imagining a more just, inclusive, and equitable society. Guiding Principle 1: Communication matters. In international cooperation and humanitarian aid, communication is often seen as a means to an end. That is, as a way to raise attention, awareness, or funds. However, it should be seen as part and parcel of the end goal itself, a just world. The way we communicate shapes the world's unequal power relations. Only when we take the power of language seriously can we begin to imagine a more just, inclusive, and equitable global society. Guiding Principle 2: Deconstruct communication. Understanding the history and politics of communication helps shift the world's unequal power relations. Those involved in humanitarian communication should adopt a post-colonial perspective, critically evaluating or deconstructing all communications from this perspective. Making such evaluations in the production phase is an effective way to prevent the perpetuation of colonial discourses, stories, and stereotypes. Guiding Principle 3: Consider storytelling challenges. Always consider the storytelling challenges found in the commonly used humanitarian communication genres, such as poverty porn, white saviorism, misery simulations, adventure journeys, and individual changemakers. It is essential to critically reflect on how to move beyond these challenges, as they are often engaged in colonial othering, exotic spectacle, and white heroism, all elements that should be avoided. Guiding Principle 4: Avoid stereotypes. Humanitarian communication often relies on stories and images rooted in colonial stereotypes, whether negative or positive, yet always exotic and harmful. Instead of proposing simplified, individual, and depoliticized solutions to systemic problems, these stories should be grounded in history, context, and politics. As such, they are able to offer more nuanced and layered understandings of the issues at stake. Guiding Principle 5: Be clear and transparent. Ensure that you treat each communication with care and accuracy, and always be transparent about your organization's role and sphere of influence in the world. International cooperation and humanitarian aid are highly complex fields, involving many partners who collaborate and leverage each other's strengths. Acknowledge this when communicating about your work and give credit to your partners. In addition, be open about the challenges, limitations, and setbacks you encounter along the way. Guiding Principle 6: Obtain informed consent. Always obtain informed consent from the people featured in your communications. This includes explaining the possible uses and consequences of the stories and images you produce, and acknowledging people's right to anonymity. Be mindful that unequal power relations may impact meaningful consent. Finally, always put safety first. Think about the potential risks and harms for the people in your communications, and always prioritize their safety and well-being above all. Guiding Principle 7: Adopt participatory storytelling. Participatory storytelling is the most effective strategy in the pursuit of ethical humanitarian communication. Participatory storytelling encompasses a range of ways to include those featured in the story, both in the production and representation. This also means that instead of parachuting in foreign crews and ambassadors, INGOs should collaborate with local crews and communities to co-create content that fosters solidarity, equality, and equity. Guiding Principle 8: Ensure equal exchanges. Participatory storytelling is based on co-creation and other forms of collaboration. As such, it is part of the wider process of shifting the power. Make sure that the stories you tell reflect the voices of those involved, granting them agency and ownership. They should have control over their own stories. In addition, as an act of reciprocity, the communications should be shared with and consented by those involved, both behind and in front of the camera. Guiding Principle 9. Support self-identification. Always respect how people want to be identified, including names, pronouns, and terms related to ethnicity, gender, religion, and more. Self-identification is crucial to people's sense of self and their relationship with the world. Ask everyone involved how they wish to be identified, honor the names and pronouns they want to go by, and acknowledge that identities are diverse and dynamic. Guiding Principle 10. Keep learning. Language is constantly evolving and adapting, and shifting power relations are always part of the process. It's crucial to regularly reflect on the language we use, as the negotiation of power relations is ongoing and never-ending. We should therefore commit ourselves to continuously rephrasing and reframing the words, stories, and images we employ in humanitarian communication. Our 10 guiding principles for ethical communication represent a strong commitment to fostering social justice, inclusion, and equity in international cooperation and humanitarian aid. For further insights, visit our website at humanitariancommunication.org. There you will find more resources and tools designed to enhance your understanding and application of ethical storytelling in humanitarian communication.